everyone, and welcome back to the Second Weltkrieg. I am your play-by-play announcer, Wilhelm, and today we will be watching an idiot's play through the Second Weltkrieg. In the last outing, we saw, by pure luck, I must say, the filthy syndicalist French, leave their border completely undefended. I was especially rewatching that episode to re-record the audio. I don't understand how I got away with what I did. I don't know where they had those troops, but God help me, I'm glad they had those troops gone. I did forget though. God, Russia really stabbed me in the back there. This is me trying to get my Air Force scrambled properly. Once the Air Force gets there, we'll provide some air support. And then I think I'll realize that I have a 1,800 port. Come on, see it? There it is. I saw it. Right in Bacardi. The French have built me an airport, so I might as well use it. Oh, I forgot that stupid thing where if you set one if you focus on one specific type, you have to like swap it. Also, did I just put naval bombers to bomb the land? I just did. Oh, great. Hopefully this will wrest air superiority. Resources. It says I have enough oil. I think I can finally get to war economy. Yes. Alright. Fortify the Rhineland, so even if they push us back now, oh man, the number of forts behind us. Yeah, no, I'm realizing the number of forts back here are absolutely ridiculous. Also, I've been reading a lot more into all this stuff. Apparently I got really lucky that I was able to get militarist revival before the start of this second war. I apparently got extremely lucky. This is also me realizing that there's like no troops anymore over here. So just gonna start attacking and fighting. So I can start pushing on that front. Meanwhile, also, Russia's killing Mongolia, Central America. Oh no, whatever will I do? Russia's coming, also as well. They're doing things. France navally invaded me from the rear, which is annoying to say the least. I prefer to be navally invaded from the front, after all. I start making these units. I realize they're not going to be done in time. So, in my utter and complete panic, I remember correctly what I did here, didn't I? Yeah, I do. In my utter complete panic, I get rid of the plan for the panzers, and I plan on having them built there. My navies are being repaired, otherwise they would be out patrolling the sea and preventing such a naval invasion. We're pretty much holding along the lines in France. Really just being able to push through that barricade was so important. The fact that they didn't put any troops there is really me lucking out as a player. I can't move because my tanks have not been fully supplied. Yep, and we'll use the tanks to end around them. Huzzah! Oh, they took Riga. And now we'll just use the tanks to get back all of the land that they have taken. You know, we've got tanks against trucks. I really hope that fight ends in my favor. Yes, we are pushing. We are pushing very well over in China. China. I think it's also because Japan is at war with Russia that we're doing so well. I think that's also why we're doing well over here, because Russia has bigger, more Asian problems to send their forces over to attack. I mean, not to say they're not doing a good job over here. Free Liberia. No. I actually think they were my enemy in this war, so yay. This is also around the time that I realize that another big part of the reason why they're losing is because the Entente exists, and Spain joined the Entente, and France is trying to retake their homeland. Which, you know what? Props to those Frenchies. They're fighting mad. When they do fight, they lose, usually. But Frenchmen versus Frenchmen, I'd have to imagine it's a battle of who can surrender last. Both of them are staring at each other, their white flags in their holsters. Oop, I have pocketed a ton of troops over here. Oh, man. Oh, I didn't even count how many. Oh, my God. There's at least 14 divisions in there. Oh, that's brutal for the Japanese people. Those are men that are never coming home. We'll send them to the camps. Some would call them concentration camps, but we just call them camps. Paris has fallen. I have taken Paris. I'm so... Yeah, this is pretty darn nice. I will say a lot of people were also complaining, though. Oh yeah, Austria wishes to join the war. Today, oh wow, I just accepted it. I didn't read it to you guys. Wow, past me was a jerk. Thankfully, though. Thankfully, past me got some things right. Not a lot, but some things. Alright. I've left myself a little gap in the line. But Austria's coming to help. They'll probably attack from the Italian side. But taking Paris was huge, because that killed their industry. I'm going to learn what trucks are. Or better trucks. Gotta finally kill that unit over here. Fall of Paris. It won't be long now. I get 10% stability for that. It will still be a while. 62% capitulation. The only difference is they have the lion's share of the divisions in this war. So without them, it's really kind of just the UK. Oh yeah, and my panic, because I thought the Russians were coming a lot faster than they were. I mean, to be fair, they were blitzing through the Ukraine. I set up a defensive line, and this is probably the smartest thing I did. I set a defensive line across the river. So in order to attack me, and I, kind of abusing game mechanics here, in order to get to me, or even real life, because in real life they wouldn't be able to, but Poland they're not at war with Russia, or at least they're not at war with Russia yet. Poland is an Austrian puppet. So they can't go through Poland. Their only way into my land is through that funnel right there. And so I build forts along the line, and my goal is that I'm going to hold that portion. So, we're still fighting away at Germany. We're still over here in Japan for some reason. It's because they wanted the Qing dynasty. And we can't allow that. We can't allow Japan to get strong. At our expense, no less. But overall, this is around whenever I think things are going well. I'm really worried. My biggest worry at this point, Poland is helping us in a war. Oh boy, that's gonna make some history nerds' heads spin. Especially German nationalists. Nein, we will not work with the Polish. Polish are meant for us to kill. They're not meant to help us. We would rather die than have the Polish save us. Oh yeah, Romania seizes my assets. I'll get those back one day, you filthy Romanians, you. I wonder if there's actually... Oh, yeah, Siam joined the Co-Prosperity Spear, so they joined Japan. So this is actually probably the dumbest thing I've done, is to send them... I'm sending troops to go try and hold the line valiantly against a significantly larger force. Yeah, don't know what the plan there was. Don't know what the plan there is. If Honestly, if I wanted to do something, I should have sent them down to Deutsche Ossentia. However, you know what? These are the plans that I made at the time. I can't change them. We already know past Will is an idiot. Future Will is the smart. This is superior Will. They're still repairing. I wish there was some better way to tell if my fleets, like how close they were to being done repairing. It does kind of tell you if they're repairing or not, but it's really hard to tell if they're done or not. This is me, I think, getting shocked a little bit. I believe this is me getting shocked by how long it's taking Russia to effectively destroy the Ukraine. And like I understand, this may be me taking more credit than I deserve, but unless I'm mistaken here, it doesn't look like the Entente is doing that much. They've definitely pushed in to southern France, but you know, I don't know. They've definitely taken troops. I think personally, I'm going to say that this was the AI pulling a dumb and not realizing that I was the bigger threat of the countries. Then again, I don't know. Maybe the AI just has a hate boner for the Entente. Although if the French have a hate, if the French hate anyone specifically, it's the Germans. Like whenever they posted whenever they posted the Armistice Day picture of Merkel and Macron so close to one another, so enjoying one another's company, I mean, was I the only history nerd who like couldn't help but chuckle a little bit based on the fact that World War I was those two countries against one another, and it was like they hated each other. I think there's still some animosity towards the Germans in France. I could be wrong. I mean, as there should be. France kind of got bent over a table twice. Well, First World War, you know what? I'll give the French credit. They held out. Like, you can talk bad about the French all you want. World War I, they fought to the bitter end in a lot of cases. They lost a ton of men, so much so which is why in World War II they might as well have gotten bent over the table because there wasn't anything they could do. They were not at all rebuilt after the First World War. They had like no manpower, and they weren't. American Civil War is officially over. They weren't pulling the German route of you must have as many babies as that little body can carry. Actually, to be fair, if you've seen German women, they can handle some babies. But I digress here. They actually, fun fact, they let widows or like widows of fiancés, men who went and died in the First World War, they allowed them to marry the ghost. I got 7,000 dogs. What? But good news is that's a lot of UK troops just trapped on this side, and I got most of Europe, or I got most of France, so I could be pretty happy about that one. So now I must finish this off, and then these armies basically instantly wheel around and go to Russia. Like they have to get over there. I'm worried about the UK, but at the same time, their navy has been drastically reduced. I want to say I officially have the biggest navy in the world. I am, however, especially looking back, I just really kind of allowed. Wow, okay, 109 ships. Oh yeah, this was the navy that wiped shop up in the Mediterranean because the UK kept sending and UK and Commune of France kept sending small navies down there. So they didn't have enough to like officially beat me at any point. Yeah, Siam is kicking my poor little Asian soldiers' butts. Which is another reason I have to finish this war as soon as possible up here. I have to capitulate Japan. Although it looks like I'm pretty much going to kick them out of the peninsula pretty quickly. Pretty darn fast, if I do say so myself. Although they've definitely redone some of their troops. They refocus them, I think is the better word. Yeah, my plan was to send those, and then I realized they're in 2 mixed armies, so that would just be kind of annoying to sort out. I believe what I end up deciding to do is I have the general with the better stats focus on that line, and then I have the general with the slightly worse stats finish off the Korean Peninsula. Kicking them out of Korea, huge first step. Now we cut back over to Europe. Yeah, I need to finish off these pockets of resistance before I can move these armies over to the Russian side. The filthy Russians are marching on us. I think I'm gonna go out and eat tonight. I don't know. I'm debating because I definitely should run my car, because having it kind of set out there without running on 2 nights below freezing, probably not the best thing for that engine. Those are some British heavy tanks running around. Alright, no point in getting the STG. All this is happening. This is only 1940. Oh, yes, the German nukes. Oh, I remember making that joke. The German nukes. I didn't even realize they've invaded Bordeaux. Do I ever deal with that? And then I realize I have no convoys. And what do I do to fix my no convoy problem? Do I start building convoys? Huh? Do I? No, I try to get... I just choose to start trading with countries that don't require convoys. Yeah, I'm a real smart cookie. I'm a real smart cookie. But we've taken the Commune of France pretty easily, I might add. We've killed like half of the British division, so I pulled my cord. I have no idea how that's going to sound. When we go back, I just stretched a little bit and it forced a yawn out of my body. I'm going to test to see how well my touch... Nope, I don't want that. I don't want that. Go away, bottom screen. Go away, bottom screen, because I can't figure out how to get rid of the mouse, so I figure I'll just leave it there. I was going to test out the touchpad. Oh, Commune of France officially capitulated. I can now divvy it up. So I believe my thought process here is I want to prevent another war. So my goal is I will take what is useful of France, and then I will do what is right, and I will give the rest up to basically the Entente. I basically give it up to the Entente. Yeah, and then they'll start taking their land back. I really don't want anything else. Honestly, taking Beauregard, I wish I could have taken a line closer. Like, I wish it was kind of smaller so that I didn't have to take so much reaching in. And there's a bit of border gore. Yep, and so that's it. Managed to give them all of their stuff, and now I have to prepare the invasion of Britain. Yeah, their navy has been almost completely reduced to, I think, roughly 110 ships is what it said. I don't think it'll let me kill those. Yeah, I just realized it won't let me kill them because I'm not in my territory anymore. But all right, so now I have to go prepare for war with Russia. So I'll send an army to liberate the Baltic. I'll send an army there. I don't realize at this moment, but the reason that also I am incredibly impressed with how the Ukraine is doing. So my plan is, since I fully expect the Ukraine to keep losing land, I'll basically kind of just make a defensive line, wait for the Russians to push up to it, and then use that as kind of my stabilization front. And my plan with this third army is basically to create another defensive line in case things go terribly wrong. I can also stop working those guys out. But it's basically kind of like another defensive line, and it's in case like there's like an area that gets pushed, I can send them to wherever they're needed. Like if the Russians around the Ukraine finally get there and I realize, oh god, I can't hold the Ukraine with just those forces, I can send that army down. It's kind of a reserve army. All right, now we're going to get the We're gonna get the Fengtian government. We're gonna finally attacking them. German woman demand recognition. Yeah, forget about that. We're at war. We can't give the woman the right to vote. Also, yeah, I like how they ask mid-war too. Like, woman. I'm trying to think. The American suffrage movement came after World War. Well, it began after World War One, and I mean, to be fair, it always kind of existed, but it gained national kind of recognition after World War One, I believe. And then World War Two is where they kind of like officially went, yeah, this is our argument. How can you say no to us whenever when we worked and basically saved you guys' butt? I have 186 factories, I do. Britain is still going to be a thorn in my side, and my navies still are not repaired. That 109 Navy would do wonders in the English Channel right now. However, it's not quite an option. Also, I'm beginning to realize now, looking at this, I have level 5 cruisers, and I didn't build those. So does Germany start off with that strong of a navy? Because that's ridiculous. Oh, there goes Italia. I actually don't remember fighting Italy at all. I probably did, I probably just didn't realize it. Alright. I yawned again. So my first plan here is to just kind of like swing around, make kind of... I also realized another reason why Lithuania wasn't getting invaded. Lithuania wasn't in the war. So really, I got bailed out by those game mechanics. The fact that Russia, in declaring war on me, does not just instantly declare war on all my puppets. Trade deal with Bulgaria? I see no issue with that at all. Also, come on, me. There's research. Let's see. I'll do delay. I personally prefer the mobile warfare doctrine. Most of what I do, especially if you notice a lot of my micromanaging and such, is encirclements. Like especially and it's speed and it's encirclements and it's all that stuff. Except it's really weird because I have a very infantry focused armies. I don't use a lot of motorized because they're very easy to kill. I do tend to use a lot of tanks. Yeah, Deutsche Ostensia is dying something fast. And I've only lost 54,000 men. And this is combined in all of the wars. Oh, that's so bad. The Entente's only lost 166,000. I only have one person over 500,000. Ireland's lost a lot. What the heck did Ireland do? Did they try to navally invade Britain? Well, the good thing is, yeah, I'm definitely going to abuse the fact that Belarus is not in the war. Good news is, it looks like my lines are holding. And in fact, we're doing a pretty darn good job of taking back the United Baltic Duchy. Yeah, having the ability to hold right there, that river really put my mind at ease. And the fact that I didn't panic, I kept my military pumping through France, and I was able to capitulate France. Really, in my opinion, it was the difference in this war. And it was honestly, it was also Russian. I'm finally going after that research slot. It was Russian incompetence in the Ukraine and the United Baltic Duchy. Although, to be fair, even if they worked their way through both of those, they wouldn't have been able to get to me because of Belarus and Lithuania. I don't know, I may make that a rule in my other games, because I do feel like that's kind of cheap. Cheap. I do feel like that's... Oh, this is me trying to figure out how much I need to do to get a maxed out army right here. Also, someone Peyton specifically, yelled at me for integrating tanks with an actual infantry army. And the reason I say that is I like having the ability, this is me finally deciding I don't need the defensive line. I like having the ability to do exactly what I said, to have my infantry do a lot of things, and then have tanks attack holes and jab holes in the line, and focus on there. Yeah, see, my entire goal right now is to pocket these troops. So either they will have to sacrifice these troops, or they will do their darndest to cut me off. Yep, now we just got to work around them a little bit. So either they have to sacrifice these troops, or they have to sacrifice more troops and trying to stop me from cutting them off. If you notice, we see Russia in Mongolia in that split second whenever I went over it. I really wish I kind of had paid more attention to that to kind of show it off. You can see Russia is definitely swapped troops over from the Mongolian border to my border, because they're getting kind of pushed on all sides now. But the war is going in our favor, I would say, most definitely. Yep. Oh man, they're definitely moving troops pretty easily. Oh man, that one retreating is going to screw up everything. This is one thing I don't like. So that guy is retreating, and the moment he finishes retreating and gets in another territory, he's no longer technically retreating, which is just stupid in my opinion. I do like the counterattack mechanics, though, whenever I get to use them. I hate them whenever I'm fighting them. But basically, the entire goal of this army right now is not so much to attack the Russian army and to start pushing into Moscow or Russia or anything along those lines. It's just to kick... Oh, that's a nice pocket. Is just to kick Russia out of the United Baltic Duchy and, like, kind of reform that nation. But it looks like we're finally going to be able to kick them out officially. Alright, this is good job, guys. Good job. We are winning the Weltkrieg. I can feel it in my bones. Mine bones. Unit Britain's still an issue, apparently, for the French. For the Frenchies. Siam has proven to be a dangerous game. I think, though, we're doing decently enough. I think one army is going to be more than enough to deal with Manchuria, especially with Qing backing. It's the bottom little tip of this peninsula I'm worried about. I think that right there is my best. Yeah. Also, the Qing AI is significantly better than I anticipated, because the moment the Japanese left that gap in the lines, they rushed it. So now I see an opportunity to cut them in twine, so to speak. I was very impressed with the Qing AI. Alright, good news. And I hate that it puts so many troops to basically kind of put an end to that. Or, like, if you pocket something, it puts so many troops on that line. But it would appear we've taken back the United Baltic Duchy. We've inflicted some pretty massive casualties on the Russians and the Japanese. And we kicked France out of the war. I did not expect France to be not even a whole episode. I did not expect France to be that easy to knock out. It definitely came down to the fact that they didn't have any troops on the border with me whenever the war started. That was amazing. I'm yawning again, and I'm not that tired. Oh, I guess my body's trying to tell me, yes, you are that tired. What time is it? I can't see what time it is. Oh, that's actually decent. Probably have enough time to record another, or re-record another thing of audio. Is re-record even a word? I don't care enough to look it up ever. But it looks like we're finally going to take the stupid peninsula. We finally broken them. Just in time, too, because it looks like our troops down in Ostentia won't be able to hold out much longer. Yeah, we've completely encircled them. And keep in mind, what I'm doing here, I'm not doing with, like, my crack German troops. I'm doing with my colonies' troops. Like, these are not mine. These are my colonies. These are my B grade. I have not made these divisions. I have not made these templates. These are just what I'm using that my colony has made. And while I'm sure, you know what, they're German colonies, they probably have great divisions. But they're not humanly done at all. Alright, I think right around here is when I say... right around here... No, I still have a minute left. It's a little bit longer. But I mean, I was absolutely shocked with how well my militaries were doing. It's definitely the Qing military is not a military to be taken lightly. I can tell you that much. That's why I'm scared. I thought about doing a Japan game, and then I'm seeing this, and it is literally the worst case scenario for me as Germany that I had to fight all these countries at once, and Japan still couldn't do anything. Also, this is around the time that I'm realizing. I think I realize around here that Belarusia is still not in the war. But anyway, guys, I think I do this last thing. That'll be it for this episode, and I will see you all. I got 30 seconds. See you all next time. Yeah, screw it. I'll just end it a little early. Peace.